Good morning, guys. Cue music. I'm going to turn that way down. Okay. Got the engine painted. I'm going to do something, I guess, with the intake. It's not looking. Even the air cleaner's just a hair off. But I got a lot to do yet on that. It had aluminum valve covers that I got from my buddy for the 351 Cleveland. And on here, they're the right ones in the kit. I don't see. Okay, I know what's that. There, go get rid of that. That just sounds terrible. But some songs are a real miss, and there's many of them that are quite a hit. Let's see, get my pointer. Do I got a pointer? Probably. I have it darker around all of the edges because I have to mask all of it off. It was all panel painted. And then there was about 30 colors on this car. There had to be. And then I candy green. Then I this purple that I mixed up. Boy. This purple that I mixed up years ago to paint it on my Porsche. It was about a week before St. Patrick's Day of 05 is when I would have mixed it all up. I used Bimini Blue and EG, Electric Current Red. Both of them were Ford colors. 1993 Ford colors. And they both mixed together to make this beautiful shade of purple. And that was more of a pearl than a metallic. Many colors in this. But now I have to go out and outline all the areas on this. And this one here comes down and it comes kind of to a point right here. And the front wheel wells, the majority of this all stays purple, but the rest of it will all be different shades of candy green. Now the topper, if I choose to make it, because I had the topper on it for maybe about a year, and then I sold and got rid of it. And I think it really made the car even better, the topper did. So I'm pretty certain that I'm going to be making that after. But I did a Ford, more of a, LTD style of the about 65, 66. That's the taillights I like on it. And then the way that the quarters are extended. And I also made the sail panels much better and more flowing than the real car had. The real car came down right about here. And I never liked that. This is more El Camino-ish. And I think it looked better myself. So I took the artistic liberties of changing the things that I liked better on it. But I'd like to find some pictures of it when I first brought this car home. I tried to tow it home where I bought it. It was a town away from where I lived. And I built this tow bar to bolt right onto its bumper, and then it went onto my trailer hitch on my car. And I went there, bought the car, hooked it up. Everything was perfect. And I got about a block away, almost to the roller rink there in Ottawa. And it pulled the bumper off at that point. So I had to call a rollback tow truck, and then my dad paid for the towing fee because I didn't have any money to do any kind of towing. And here it was off the side of the road. And sure enough, got it home, put it on the patio, and I took pictures of it, and it looked really bad, and it was. The fact that it pulled the front bumper off in one block told me that there's going to be some real major rust issues, and there was. In the frame, all four or three of the four corners were rusted through completely. So yeah, it needed some real extensive work. In fact, someone had put a huge steel plate in the back and ran bolts through it. And then I was driving it when I restored it and made it really nice looking. I was driving my daughter home. She was about 5. And they were doing work on the road, and there was where they had ground the road. There was just a small edge, about maybe a 2-inch edge. And when my wheels hit it, bang! The exhaust or the gas tank fell out. It was being dragged by the front corner until I got the car stopped. But it was full tank of gas, and the straps gave loose because the rust underneath. And what I did is ran big carriage bolts up through that big steel plate, and I anchored them to that. So the gas tank would never fall again, but I'm really surprised that it didn't grind through and then ignite. But I only dragged it, maybe 20 feet, not even that. But it doesn't take far to grind something through. Yep, so I've got that all airbrushed and ready. I'm going to sand it and scuff the edges where I can't sand. And then I'll do all my masking it out. The roof stays all purple. It stopped with the sail panels. And I did a technique where I painted it white, masked this off once I painted the real car. Then I masked off all the edges, and then I shot that white and let that dry. Then I came back with 9, 10 different spray cans and sprayed each area. And then I used a piece of crumpled up newspaper and blotched on it, so it took it right down to the white. And it gave it a really neat pattern all over it. It was almost like dipping it, and like my hydro dip and tie-dye. It looked like that. I remember there was a lot of orange, so I do have that color on hand because I just painted that Dennis Weaver's car. So I do have the orange that I used on that car. And then I shot candy green over it. And right inside here in the fins on each side, it's a purple people eater, but they were in candy green. So it did confuse people. And then here on the back, right after the lettering, I did this, the purple people eater monster with the one-eyed, one horn, that whole deal. I did them on each side of right on the very end here. So airbrushing that is going to be rather difficult. So I think I'm going to maybe do a painting, take a picture of that, and then reduce it on my printer, and put one right here. And then there should be some planets. So I had one here in the candy green, and then here I had a bunch of planets, one here and then smaller ones. So it'll be very interesting to see the artwork that was done on this particular car. To replicate it in scale is going to probably take days longer than it took me to do the body work. There's the body work. You can't really tell anything from underneath. But yeah, I made the sail panels different because I liked them. I think Ford should have designed them that way. where the sail panel went down at roughly the same angle as the windshield post, the A-pillar comes down. It should be about, it should be, they were very concerned about styling. They used the full two-door doors on it, and then that pretty much shortened the back because you have such a long front end from Ford. Where the El Camino I had, the 1968, that was my first car, it had four-door doors for the front, and then that leaves you with the bed, and I think a better looking body style with the 68 El Camino than the Ranchero. And I think it all stems from what doors they used. That's what I'm thinking it was. That kind of botched it up. And then not doing the sail panels at a nice flowing angle. So I was able to do it my way, take a little bit of artistic liberties there and do it the way I would have designed the car. And then I have to turn my wheels probably today sometime. I'll turn them out of aluminum and get them on there and kind of mock it up and take a look and see what it's looking like, because I want to make it kind of accurate, even though there's parts that I have not made accurate to it, but they're because I wanted them that way. When I did the car, when I did the interior and stuff. And this thing, for some reason, that Cleveland kept eating oil pumps. I went through 6 oil pumps, and to change them was a real pain. I had to jack the car up to get underneath of it, and then use the engine hoist to pull the engine out. So here you're hanging underneath the car for a length of time until you can get the oil pan off, everything else. What a pain. But yeah, I had to do that 6 times. The oil pump went out. Now here's what the Goblin. Let's see a picture of it here. Get rid of some of this stuff. Then over there. Okay. Our Goblin. And I've seen it in model form, and people have done it. And I even talked to one YouTuber. He's like, oh, yeah, I've got the mask. I sell it. So I went on to take a look at all of his videos. Nothing mentions anything about the mask. And I tried to ask him, well, where can I see the mask? He didn't say anything from there on out. But I have seen many people do it. So I don't know if I really want to do it like everyone else has. Maybe the thing would be is to make it ugly looking instead of being all smooth and smooth out like the Green Goblin was. Make it really ugly, zombie-ish. And then here's where I had the battery yesterday when you saw me do it on video. But to go through and make it scary looking, because to me, the Green Goblin was a cartoon. It was a comic book. It was a comic book character. Here is more stuff for it. I got to put this on the driver's side yet after I do all the work to it. And somewhere I have the canisters that go up on top. They're the same radius as these, but I did notice that those are on each side, so I have to locate them yet. And then here's the guy, the Green Goblin guy, with his spring and everything, and the seats and the side panels and everything had that diamond button tuck interior. So the inside is about done, but I want to have the lights. I want to have the LED lights go inside also, along with the inside of the eyeballs. But I'm thinking about doing it scary and veiny looking. I'd rather do it that way, I think. I can build it up and smooth it out, make it, do all the body work to it, make it perfect like the mask. But I'm kind of on the fence. I like it. Scary looking, way scarier, and more like Tammy said. There's elementals. Do it more like that. So I mean, that would be scary, I think. But I would be changing it to fit my, not fit my needs, but fit my personality, fit my artistic. Because if I'm going to go through and make it identical, it's really not fun for me unless I change it a certain percentage. And I think making it scary, almost like roots and tree-like. So it almost couldn't even be that green anymore. So it would have to be, well, maybe I can do green over the top, but let's see, it would be down about that far. Yeah, right about in there. So I don't know. Down in the comments, tell me, should it be like the original Green Goblin, or should it be my version and not Stephen King's? Because Stephen King wanted to be the director for the movie, and I think the only thing that really pulled that movie through and made it to where I love to watch it is the soundtrack, the Who Made Who, AC/DC. I think out of all of his bad choices, that was one that was not a bad choice. So let me know down in comments. Do you want to see it how I would make it? Or do you want to see it like everybody knows this thing as being the Green Goblin thing on the front? And, well, I was going to say, and I can change it, but I don't think so. I think you got to Bondo it right to the hood, because it goes back and it just flows right into the hood. So there'll be no hood opening on that model. There's going to be no engine or anything. Well, no, there is an engine, I think, in it. I don't know. I haven't even messed with that in about a month. But yeah, let me know what you think. Should it be my version? Yeah, I think that would be wise myself. I like it. I really like it. And I can keep going in that direction. Or I can start sanding this down and start doing layers and, make him like he's supposed to look. That's easy enough. I mean, but yeah, I'm sure that someone other than that particular YouTuber, I'm sure someone has the mask and I could even buy it, but I'm starting to really like it like an elemental. And that would be far scarier in my opinion. Okay, guys. I think that's about it for the video, and I'll let you guys go. And have a great Labor Day weekend. If I don't see you until Tuesday. Okay, guys. Talk to you later.